Hello everybody, Jeffrey here. I have a photo for you to look at that's used by the famous YouTube NASA bashing Mars hoaxer channel to convince people that there are all these objects and buildings and structures and flying saucers and all over Mars. And this is the photo used to present the evidence for all of these buildings and structures that are all over the place in Gale crater on Mars. Notice that the photo's quite small, so when you zoom in, you really can't see a whole lot. This is the mountain peak over here. The Curiosity rover landed over here somewhere and traversed all across. I thought it went up this side of the mountain, but it crossed down through the valley here, which is really a channel, and then went back up. It died over here somewhere. Down at the bottom here we see the object in question here. Okay, so yeah, it does have that round look, and if you don't show the whole thing, you could say, yeah, it's this and that and everything else. Well, 29,000 people watched the video. 500 people thought it was so good they decided to give it a like. Only 50 people realized that they were being shammed. The hoaxer then proceeds to put the photo into his Photoshop and start manipulating the photo to try to change it to look more like what he's trying to convince everybody that this object is. And of course they're eating it up. If you look at the comments, it's really scary. It's really scary how you can just show somebody total garbage and they just eat it right up. I've watched his videos for a long time, and then finally I unsubscribed because I never saw anything in any of those videos, and I finally realized I was being scammed. And I'll put the link down below so you can go over there and check it out for yourself. I would suggest a dislike, but if you're convinced, you might even end up signing up over there. I hope not. Okay, so let's go to the photo where this photo came from. And by the way, that's another very useful technique, is to pick the low resolution photos, because you can pixelate them and then everything turns square. You can say, yeah, look at their airports, runways, buildings, structures, roads. So here's the actual photo, and you can see the size of this photo and the immediate clarity. So if we look at the bottom of this photo, and this is Gale crater, by the way, if I didn't say so. Gale crater, Curiosity rover landed over here in this area. But if we look at the bottom, here is the actual satellite photo of Gale crater. And as you can see, it's a lot clearer and sharper. And I'll put the link below for this, and you can download it yourself. Because, you know, whenever you see these things on YouTube, it's never quite the clarity that you really see on your own computer screen looking at the photo. So let's go down to the bottom and look at the object in question again on a real photo. Hopefully I'll be able to do this without... So you can see the clarity is just so much better here. Okay, we're coming up on the bottom of the picture, which is obviously not a structure. It's not a flying saucer either. It's nothing. This channel up here, by the way, was cut from a big channel in the edge of this crater, and a lot of debris got washed into this crater when the ice melted on Mars, when it lost its atmosphere. And it was mostly ice or slush. The atmosphere was gone, so the sun was pretty much beating the planet up and melting the ice now. And so there was a lot of running water, but it was on its way to being totally evaporated into space. But there was a lot of glacier action, and this is actually glacier outwash. If you get zoomed in on the even more higher resolution photo, you'll see that this is actually a ridge down here. So it's a glacial moraine, and it came from this area up here down this way. This is kind of like a really smooth valley area here. It goes all the way around this mountain that's in the middle. Goes all the way around. So there you have it. It's not a flying saucer. It's a simple geologic structure. I'm confused. And if you go to the hoaxer's website and try to call him out on this stuff, he'll just attack you. Go to your channel, call you all kinds of names in your comment sections. It just totally ruins everything for you. And all you have to do is say, hey, I think you're lying, or something like that. Check out the comments too, because there's not one single comment there that isn't somebody that is totally zombified by this guy. Just a bunch of zombies. So it's pretty scary. So here it is, even closer. I think 700% zoom. You can see that that is not a structure. It's not a flying saucer, and it doesn't even look round. He took just this part of it right here and didn't show the rest. And he knows these higher resolution photos are there. Well, I'm putting a link down for this photo, and you can check it yourself. This is total, solid proof of a hoaxer. In fact, the title of his video is Solid Proof of Engineered Structures on Mars, or something like that. It's always something, solid proof. It's always that solid proof, and then it always turns out to be nothing but a pile of rocks. So who's the fool? And here finally the total full zoom, and notice the edges over here. The way this thing fanned out this way, but this is a glacial moraine, and you can actually see the slope on the end of the moraine right here. This is like a pile of debris that got pushed through. So this is proof of a glacier, by the way. This is not done by a flood. I will post the link to this web page where you can download numerous versions of this photo, which is actually a THEMIS photo, and I think I called it a high-rise photo, but there's several satellites up there all taking about the same kind of pictures. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, and beware of the hoaxers.